I want to talk a little bit about Manrikigusari. And what that is a chain with two metal ends. One end is a little bit bigger than the other typically. They come in all different sizes, and Taika had a form that he did with Manriki, and he taught me a portion of it before he died, but alas, its entirety is lost at this point, as far as I know. I don't know anybody else that got any more of it, or where they would be if they did. But what I use instead of the metal ends and a metal chain for safety are two tennis balls, and these are small tennis balls like you get at the pet store, or a lot of times you'll find them at Hy-Vee, things like that. And so I go and I get a piece of paracord and I measure basically about 2 feet longer than the ends of my hand. So you see, as I stretch that out, there's about a foot extra each way. This bits of the kata that I have are really good at teaching some coordination things. So even though we've lost the kata in its entirety, it's a very nice drill to help your students get some coordination with their upper body, lower body, hands and feet, and just being able to move their body a little bit. So here we go. Here's the first exercise. It's a front hand, lead hand is a figure eight, back hand is an ellipse. So easiest way to get into it is just kind of go forward and back. If you screw up at any point, just set the balls down, and that kind of helps prevent them getting very tangled. You'll get a lot more tanglements with paracord than you would with the actual chain, but the safety concern is considerable. You hit yourself in the back of the head with a metal knob or even a pointy one, and it hurts pretty bad. So as you can see, I'm keeping just a little bit of slack here. I'm starting my pendulum. The front hand is going to go figure eight. Back hand is just doing an ellipse. And apologies that my ceiling and the camera is not high enough that you can see the whole thing, but you get the point. So front hand's doing a figure eight, and these are all, right now they're overheads, so they're going up and over towards the camera. All right, so requires you to get some right and left hand coordination going, plus you've got to, if you don't have that, you're going to tie yourself up. And again, particularly whether delivered or not, you drop them on the ground. That's the quickest way. Just set everything down, let the balls hit, and then it's easier to untangle. And get my body moving a little bit. Then as I come back around, I'm ready to start. Then I make sure lead hand is doing figure eights. Backhand is just doing single ellipses and ovals. That is overhand, and of course, obviously, both sides, you should drill that. The other way is underhand. So the ball is going to come up underneath, so it's going towards the camera and back, coming like an uppercut motion. And again, it's the same thing. I want to do figure eights in the front, and this one's a little bit harder, and the more you let that center slacken, the more likely, let's see if I can get this, you're gonna end up doing that, right? So you don't want that center to be too slack, or it's going to come over the top instead of going outside of the other ball and string. It's going to go inside, and then you've got to catch. So you drop it. A lot of times I'll step on one of them so that I can start the untangling deal. So again, gotta keep, so right now I'm just doing 2 ovals. Now there's my figure 8 in the front, but I gotta really, and you can start to see ceiling's a little bit low in here for me to do it, but you can also get some other figure 8s going more this way and this way. So again, very much a very good coordination deal that you can do with your body. Upper body, 2 hands, where the ellipses are going. Just watched a 1993 seminar video where Taika is doing this kind of motion where one hand is going this way and the other is going this way. Open hand doing techniques. And he was explaining in this seminar down in Texas how one hand is doing this while the other hand is doing this. Also, if you do the heavy shibari tanbo drill, that motion is in it as well, where you're doing a figure 8 with one hand, you switch and you're doing the figure 8 with the other hand. And it is in the break apart cane, this same kind of deal where we're doing figure 8s and ellipses. Now another kind of drill, once you kind of get used to this, is switching. So you got to be able to switch. So the lead hand is the one doing the figure 8. You cannot really do a figure 8 with that backhand because it would have to come across, and then it's no longer a backhand, right? The second you try to do a figure 8, now it's a lead hand. So again, just a fun little drill. I have a lot of fun with it. You may, if you decide you want to work on this a little bit and you're having problems, you can shorten it, right? So just put a little temporary knot in there and shorten it. The shorter length is going to be a lot easier to handle than the longer length. And that's it, just a little coordination drill. We don't have the full kata anymore, but I thought it was fun. I do it frequently just to kind of get myself in the head game of coordinating my body.